I'm going to be telling you an inspiring story of a girl from Haryana, whose story is an inspiration for every Indian. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, one name shines brightly as a symbol of determination, courage, and the pursuit of dreams. This is the story of a girl who soared beyond the stars and into our hearts. Born in Karnal, India, on the 17th of March 1962, her journey to the stars began with a childhood dream. She had a fascination with airplanes. She was determined to become a pilot despite societal expectations. As a child, she would make and play a lot with paper planes. She would sleep with her mother on the terrace and keep staring at the night sky. She would often ask why a certain set of stars were clustered together.
माँ, ये चांद सितारे क्या होते हैं?
उसको बिल्कुल अलग लगता था ये किस लिए हैं.
Growing up, this young girl went to local flying clubs and watched planes with her father. She had first seen a plane of the local flying club and asked her father how these fly.
तो कहती है पापा ये जहाज कैसे उड़ते हैं. मैंने कहा मुझे नहीं पता. कहती पापा ये जहाज हम देख सकते हैं.
Have you guessed the name of this girl? If you haven't, let's tell you more. She did not have a name till the time she started going to school. When her parents took her to school for admission, the school asked her name and they said they haven't thought of a name.
उसका नाम तो रखा ही नहीं हुआ था. घर का नाम उसका मुंटू मुंटू ही बोलते थे सब उसको. जब उसकी बड़ी बहन स्कूल लेके गई दाखिल कराने के लिए तो उन्होंने नाम पूछा तो हमने बोला नाम तो रखा ही नहीं है.
So they gave the young girl 3 options and she chose her own name.
उन्होंने 3 नाम बताए थे उसको. एक कल्पना, एक ज्योत्सना और एक नाम और था. तो इसने खुद बोला कि मेरे को ये नाम रखना है.
Her name means imagination. Her dream took her to Punjab Engineering College where she earned a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Aeronautical Engineering. She was very serious about her studies. She was clear right from the start that she didn't want a conventional
आखिर
career.
में उसे तय करना था कि वो किस इंजीनियरिंग की ब्रांच में जाना चाहती है.
During her time, mechanical engineering was the most chosen and popular stream.
उस दौरान लोग मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग को सबसे ज्यादा पसंद करते थे जिसमें इंजीनियरिंग पूरी होते ही नौकरी मिलना तय था.
During counseling for admission, she was even told to not take aeronautical engineering. However, she was clear and became the first girl student in aeronautical engineering at Punjab Engineering College.
उसके बाद थी इलेक्ट्रिकल और फिर सिविल और उसने इन तीनों को नहीं चुना और बोली उसे एरोनॉटिक्स करनी है.
She studied further and moved to the United States in 1982 and obtained a Master of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering.
कल्पना जैसे सबसे अलग थी इस लिहाज से कि उसमें बहुत जुनून था, बहुत मेहनती थी और बहुत मन से काम करती थी. पढ़ने को लेकर वो बहुत संजीदा थी, इसलिए उसने कभी टाल मटोल नहीं की.
By 1983, she was married at the age of 21. However, her education continued. She went on to earn a second master's degree in 1986 and a PhD in aerospace engineering in 1988 from the University of Colorado. She also held a certified flight instructor rating for aeroplanes, gliders and commercial pilot licenses for multiple aircrafts. In 1988, she joined NASA Research Center, where she did computational fluid dynamics research on vertical and short takeoff and landing concepts. In 1995, she applied for the astronaut program of NASA and was selected.
उसने एस्ट्रोनॉट प्रोग्राम के लिए एप्लीकेशन दी जिसमें दाखिला मिलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. मेरा ख्याल है जिस साल वो वहाँ गई थी तब शुरू में करीब 4000 लोगों ने एस्ट्रोनॉट प्रोग्राम के लिए अप्लाई किया था.
Her father recalls that he got to know about it through a newspaper in India.
मैं उस वक्त दिल्ली में था. मेरी एक पेशी थी किसी जुडिशियल मजिस्ट्रेट के पास. तो मैं वहाँ आया हुआ था तो वहाँ ही मैंने अखबार ली. उसमें फ्रंट पेज पर फोटो भी थी. कल्पना नासा में सिलेक्ट हुई है, इंडियन लड़की, और वो एस्ट्रोनॉट है. मैंने कहा मैं इस लड़की का बाप हूँ.
In the year 1997, she was chosen for the flight STS-87.
एस्ट्रोनॉट होने के लिए इसके साथ एक दूसरे प्रोफेशन को भी चुना जाता है. तो एस्ट्रोनॉट्स हमेशा किसी और चीज में भी माहिर होते हैं और तब जाकर वो एस्ट्रोनॉट बनते हैं. अंतरिक्ष में जाने से पहले वो जियोलॉजिस्ट या बायोलॉजिस्ट भी हो सकते हैं. और कल्पना चावला की बात करें तो वो एक बहुत ही अच्छी फ्लूइड डायनामिसिस्ट थी. वो रोबोटिक आर्म्स बहुत अच्छे से ऑपरेट करती थी और साथ ही विंड फ्लो भी बहुत अच्छे से समझती थी और ऐसी बहुत सी चीजें थी.
She was part of the 6th astronaut crew that flew the space shuttle. At the age of 35, she became the first Indian woman to go into space. After coming back from space, she said,
I never truly thought of being the first or second someone, or being a small town girl. This is just something I wanted to do. One of the strangest things is that when I was about to sleep, I realized I was only aware of my thoughts. Because you are weightless, you don't feel your legs or your body. In a sense then, you are just your intelligence. It's amazing you can't feel anything but your consciousness. We passed over India lots of times. And sometimes I would think, oh, I have been there. Especially while passing over New Delhi. You couldn't really spot it, but I pointed it out to my crew members and said I lived near there. The earth is not just bluish. You actually see all the colors. It was spectacular. For example, when the Sahara comes into view, the ocean near it is an emerald green. It is shockingly beautiful. The Sahara itself looks golden brown. Then you cross the Nile, it looks like a deep, dark green ribbon, and immediately you can tell why it is the lifeline of the desert.
The stars have their own way of testing us. In 2003, she was going to space for the second mission. She was a part of STS-107, which was the 113th flight of the Space Shuttle program, and the 28th and final flight of Space Shuttle Columbia. The flight launched from Kennedy Space Center in Florida on January 16, 2003. It spent 15 days, 22 hours, 20 minutes, 32 seconds in orbit.
When you lift off, the pressure is supposed to be maximum. But actually, it was very benign. Very enjoyable. But as soon as the engines cut off and you get to zero gravity, you felt as if you were being pushed off your seat. You feel disoriented. You don't feel aligned with anything. I felt for a few good hours that I was falling. In fact, you are in a free fall. That's what zero gravity is all about. But the first few hours, the workload was so much that it was hard to realize the magic of the experience. But afterwards, the feeling was literally out of this world. What is mind-boggling is the tremendous speed we were going at. We crossed the Himalayas in less than 2 minutes, and then you realize, oh my God, within an hour and a half, we have gone around the whole planet. It is a very overpowering realization that the Earth is so small.
The crew of Space Shuttle Columbia performed nearly 80 experiments studying Earth and space science during this mission. However, during liftoff, their space shuttle was damaged by a piece of foam that fell out of a tank. She very well knew the risks of her job. During this mission, one of the experiments that the astronauts had to perform required a vacuum pump. However, the pump in space had malfunctioned. The astronauts tried very hard to fix it but could not. In the end, during a half-a-day break, which the astronauts get, she went and skipped her break and made sure the experiment was done successfully. The scientist whose experiment was successfully conducted wrote a letter later to the girl and personally delivered it to her father. The Columbia crew tested technology that NASA wanted to recycle water on the new International Station. The flight carried a large pressurized chamber called the Space Hab Research Module. It carried out experiments on biological and health science. They worked 24 hours a day in 2 alternate shifts. As the shuttle re-entered Earth's atmosphere on February 1, 2003, tragedy struck. The unthinkable happened. On re-entry, the space shuttle was disintegrated because of the damage that had occurred earlier during the launch. She died on the 1st of February 2003 in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster, along with the other 6 crew members, when Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated over Texas during re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Her remains were identified along with those of the rest of the crew members and were cremated and scattered at Zion National Park in Utah in accordance with her wishes. The loss of this brave woman and her fellow astronauts was a profound tragedy, but their legacy endures. She was determined to fulfill her dreams. She lived a life of focus and discipline and eventually fought against all the challenges life threw at her to achieve her goals. She was posthumously awarded the U.S. Congressional Space Medal of Honor. She She received the NASA Distinguished Service Medal and the NASA Space Flight Medal. Several streets, universities, and institutions have been named in her honor. Her journey reminds us of the inherent risks in the quest for knowledge and exploration. Her memory lives on as a symbol of courage and dedication, and as a poignant reminder of the cost of venturing beyond our earthly confines. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to Speak India for more such stories of inspiration.